What if I told you your Cisco router's passwords are exposed right now? That show running config command you use daily is revealing all your secrets in plain text. In this video, I'll show you the shocking truth about Type 7 encryption, how to properly secure passwords with MD5 hashing, and 3 life-saving CLI tricks every network admin needs. Stay until the end to see how we completely lock down a vulnerable router in 60 seconds. Secure iOS Cisco. Everything you configure on a switch or router is stored in a configuration file called the running config. This is reflected in the running configuration file. The show running config command displays the entire configuration that is currently running. This is the configuration that is active at the moment. In the example, we can see the whole configuration we have done before. If you want to remove something from the running config, just put a no in front of the line you want to delete. For example, if you send the command no hostname Rick, the iOS will delete the hostname Rick and put back the original one. The running config is stored in RAM, which means that if you turn off your device, your configuration is lost. To avoid this, you have to save the running config on the startup config. The copy running config startup config command allows you to copy the file that is currently running to the file that will be loaded when the device starts. The running config is located in the RAM memory, and the startup config is located in the NVRAM memory. Every time you turn on your device, it will look for the startup config file in the NVRAM memory and copy it to the running config file in our RAM. To delete the startup config file, type the command erase startup config, confirm the request, and restart the switch or router for this to take effect with the reload command. Now, let's go back to the output of our show running config command. You can see that the whole passwords are displayed in plain text, which isn't very good for security because anyone with access to this configuration file will have the passwords. To fix this, there is a command that allows us to encrypt all the passwords in the configuration. This is the service password-encryption command. You can see that the passwords have been encrypted, and there is a 7 in front of the password. This is the encryption type. With the command service password-encryption, it is a type 7. Even if it's better, type 7 is not very secure because on the internet, it is very easy to crack this type of password with a few clicks of the mouse. Cisco has a solution in place to counter this. This is to use an MD5 hash. It's much more secure. Let's see an example for the password enable. Instead of the keyword password, the word secret should be used. This will create an MD5 hash of the password and save it in the running config. It can get annoying to go through the entire setup every time you want to check a single item. The Cisco IOS has a few tricks that we can use to make our lives easier. Instead of just typing show running config, you can use the uninclude to display only rows that contain a certain word. In the example, it is the word secret. You can also use the color begin to display the conf file only from a word or series of words. In the example, it shows us all the lines that follow after line con 0. In the CLI, there is one thing that is quite annoying, is that when you get the wrong order, a message like this is displayed. By accident, I typed the show command with 3W, and that command doesn't exist. The iOS then thinks that I have typed the hostname of a device and want to reach it via telnet. So, it performs a DNS lookup, thinking it's a hostname, and of course, it will never get a response. It can take several seconds, and it is impossible to cancel it. To solve this problem, you need to type the command no IP domain lookup. It tells the switch not to try to do DNS lookups. Sometimes the CLI will show you notification messages like this. Even if this kind of message can be useful, it is still annoying when you type a series of commands or while you are performing fault finding on the equipment, because this message is displayed in the middle of your command as shown in the example. Luckily, there's an order for prevent this. The synchronous logging command keeps the last line readable. This command is usually done on the configuration of access to the console port and on virtual lines. For Telnet or SSH connections, the message will be displayed above so as not to disturb our order.